let's dive right into this championship matchup, Coventry City taking on the league leaders Leeds United. And we're bringing you this prediction courtesy of therealafl.co.uk. It's all happening at the CVS Arena on February 4th. And, well, this one is looking like a real David versus Goliath kind of clash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a classic underdog story brewing, isn't it? Coventry, you've got to hand it to them. They're really exceeding expectations. Frank Lampard has them pushing for a playoff spot, which is pretty remarkable. And on the other side, you have Leeds just dominating under Daniel Farke, looking unstoppable on their quest for that championship title. It's a fascinating contrast for sure.
So let's break this down a little. We're predicting a win for Leeds. And the reasoning, well, they're on fire right now. They're riding this 12-game unbeaten streak, boasting a plus 41 goal difference, which is, I mean, just incredible. And you can't forget that 7-0 thrashing they gave Cardiff. They were absolutely relentless in that match.
Oh, absolutely. That Cardiff match was a statement, no doubt about it. But before we completely write off Coventry, we have to acknowledge their recent form. 4 wins in a row, conceding just 1 goal in their last 4 games. Lampard's clearly got them playing with a lot of confidence and organization.
Yeah, that's a great point. It seems like Lampard has really solidified their defense. So while we are predicting a Leeds win, we're also thinking both teams are going to find the back of the net. Coventry has been so consistent at home, failing to score in just 2 matches the entire season. And Leeds, well, they're averaging 2 goals a game. All signs point to a potential goal fest here.
It does seem like we're in for a high-scoring affair. What's interesting, though, and something to keep in mind, is that Leeds won their previous meeting this season, 3-0. But last season, they couldn't beat Coventry. Not once, in either of their clashes.
Really?
Yeah. And get this, Coventry actually won the last game at the CBS Arena. So this head-to-head history adds a whole other layer to this matchup, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now let's factor in the potential lineups and how those missing players could shake things up. Coventry is going to be without Sheaf, Mason Clark, and Wright, while Leeds will be missing Struijk, Wober, and Bamford.
Yeah, those are some pretty significant absences for both sides. It might force both Lampard and Farke to adjust their tactics a bit. Lampard might have to get his midfielders to focus more on defense to make up for the missing defenders. And Leeds may have to play a bit more patiently in their build-up without Bamford's physical presence up front.
Right. So let's take a closer look at Coventry's recent turnaround under Lampard. They've become this really well-drilled defensive unit, especially since that impressive away win at Swansea. And of course, we have to talk about Leeds' remarkable 12-game unbeaten run. They've been an absolute force in the championship.
Yeah, you know, that 7-0 win against Cardiff, that wasn't just about the goals. It was about how they dominated every single aspect of the game. They controlled the tempo. They pressed relentlessly. They created chance after chance. It was a masterclass. And to think their last defeat was all the way back in November. It's impressive, to say the least.
So both teams are coming in hot, both with a plan. But, you know, what really intrigues me is the clash of styles. Coventry, under Lampard, they've transformed into this disciplined, defensively sound unit, while Leeds, with Farke at the helm, they're all about attacking free-flowing football.
It's a real clash of philosophies, isn't it? Pragmatism versus flair, you could say.
Exactly.
Coventry is probably going to try and soak up the pressure, force Leeds out wide, and then hit them on the counter. They'll be looking to Gallagher's pace and O'Hare's creativity to make something happen.
Makes sense. And Leeds, I imagine, will want to control possession, use their wingers to stretch Coventry's defense, find those gaps and exploit them with their passing game. It'll be fascinating to see who comes out on top tactically.
It really will.
Yeah.
But we also have to consider the mental game here. Coventry, they won the last time these two met at the CBS Arena. Could that give them an edge, psychologically? Or will Leeds be looking for revenge?
I mean, that's a great question. It plays into the whole narrative of Coventry exceeding expectations this season. Can they pull off another upset against a team that's a real title contender? Or will Leeds prove, once again, why they are the team to beat?
Well, to answer that, we've got to look at the key battles that'll be happening all over the pitch. Coventry's center backs, they'll have their hands full with Leeds' dynamic duo up front, Rodrigo and Nanto. And then in the midfield, it'll be interesting to see if Coventry can disrupt Leeds' rhythm, stop them from dictating the tempo.
Oh, yeah, and the battle on the flanks. Coventry's fullbacks will need to be super disciplined to deal with Leeds' overlapping wingbacks. This is shaping up to be a real tactical chess match.
Absolutely. And for anyone who wants to really dig deep into the tactical side of things, we've got a detailed breakdown on our website, therealefl.co.uk. We go into the potential lineups, we look at the key player matchups, and even discuss some potential game-changing substitutions that both managers might make.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot, the narratives, the tactics, but before we wrap up, I got to ask, are you leaning towards an upset? Or is Leeds going to just march on?
You know what? I'm sticking with my initial prediction, Leeds to win, but it's not going to be a walk in the park. Coventry, they're tough to break down, especially at home.
I could definitely see Coventry frustrating Leeds for a good portion of the game, maybe even snatching a goal on a counterattack. But in the end, I think Leeds' experience and quality will prevail. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for Leeds.
Okay, so we've got two different predictions, which just goes to show you how unpredictable this match could be. And that's what makes the championship so great, right? All the surprises, all the twists and turns.
You said it. Okay, so here's a final thought for our listeners to chew on. Imagine this. The CBS arena, packed to the rafters, the tension is building, the clock is ticking down, the scores are level, both teams have given it their all. It all comes down to one moment of brilliance, maybe a set piece, maybe a flash of individual skill. Can Coventry, with that home crowd behind them, snatch a late victory? Or will Leeds, with their eyes on the title, find a way to break through and get that crucial away win?
It's a question that can only be answered on the pitch, but those are the kind of moments, those glimpses of potential magic that make this sport so beautiful, so unpredictable, so utterly compelling.
Man, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be electric.
Yeah, shaping up to be a cracker. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into this Coventry Leeds matchup. We've gone over quite a bit, haven't we?
We have. We talked about predictions, looked at recent form, dug into the head-to-head, and even got into the potential lineups and the impact of those key players we'll be missing.
Right. We weighed the arguments, considered the different possibilities, and hopefully gave everyone listening a good idea of just how exciting this match could be.
But, as always, we like to leave everyone with something extra to think about, a final thought to spark the imagination.
Okay, so picture this. The CBS arena is absolutely buzzing, the atmosphere is electric, and the clock is winding down.
The score is tied, both teams have left it all out on the pitch, and then boom, it comes down to one single moment, a set piece. A brilliant individual play. Who knows?
So will it be Coventry riding that wave of support from their home crowd who find a way to pull off a massive win against the league leaders?
Or will Leeds, with all that experience and determination, weather the storm and get that crucial away win to solidify their spot at the top?
Those are the moments, those defining moments that make the championship so unpredictable, so captivating.
And remember, for anyone who wants to go even deeper, we've got that detailed analysis on therealfl.co.uk.
Yeah, we'll be breaking down all the action, looking at the key moments, and giving you the ultimate post-match rundown.
So until then, enjoy the beautiful game. Let the anticipation build. This is going to be one to remember.